Welcome back to Impress Comics. Today we've got a CGC unboxing. It's a 5-book submission that was a 9.8 pre-screen. So it's a pretty big box, thankfully. So hopefully we don't have any rejects, but if we do, we'll open those up and look at those too and see if we can't sort of figure out why it might have not gotten it. But I've got a couple of stories for some of the books here, so let's dive into this one and go through and see how well we did. Okay, so there's not going to be any surprises. I'm not going to hide grades. If it's in a slab, it's going to be a 9.8. So it's going to be real easy to figure out if we did well or if we did not do well. So we've got multiple packages in here. So this was just a really good copy of this book that I found almost 2 years ago. This was a great book that's sitting around. I've got 2 short boxes of 9.8 candidate books that are down here in the bottom of the X-Men cabinet. So I very rarely get a chance to work on them, but these in this submission, they kind of, 1 or 2 of them fit that. This was one of them. It's a Wolverine number 27, Jim Lee cover, and it just, it's one of my favorite Wolverine covers. You can see up here we've got some Wolverine 17s that are up there, John Byrne. I'm a big Wolverine cover fan, and I have been since I was a kid, so really enjoyed this one. This was a no-brainer for me to get to a 9.8 level to send it in. It's not a terribly valuable book, but it was a really good example of that book, and it deserves to be in a 9.8 slab. All right, we don't have any rejects, so we are going to have 5 9.8 books. Let's see what the other 4 are that are very tightly wedged in here. Okay, I am an absolute Batman fan. I admit that I don't have great taste sometimes when choosing what's actually going to be worth something down the road. When Absolute Batman first came out, I saw cover A, and I was like, nah, that's all right. I really liked Jim Lee's cover. And having this foil when I got it, oh my gosh, it was a perfect cover for me. I absolutely just loved it. And it helped that I really liked the title too. But this is one that needed very little tack iron work, just a couple little bumps on the outside cover page here, and then just a little bit on the spine. I mean, I'm talking like fine, very small spine ticks, but really happy to have an Absolute Batman number 1 in a 9.8. And it's not the typical cover A that everybody has the 9.8s of, although that might be coming. Next up, this is not my book. This book is of a friend. He went, and I'll go ahead and spill it. He paid $100 for this book. I was nervous as all get out when he showed it to me because I did not think it was going to be a 9.8. It is a really cool book. I own 0 Invincible books, and that's not because I don't try. They're just out of the realm of the price range that I want to hit. But this is Invincible number 61. The book, it came out great. I'm at a loss for words at how well it turned out. So his $100 book, the last sold price that I saw, I believe, was just over $350 over on GP Analysis, which is a great tool. It's nice to help me out whenever I'm pricing books for customers. Whenever I'm pricing my work on books for customers, that kind of stuff. GP Analysis has been a great tool. This one, if any of you guys know Instagram user Cram Bradley, he might be a little sad at the next 2 books. He had an Instagram sale back in April. I believe it was April the 4th of 2025. I was on a work retreat in Dallas, and it was a massive thunderstorm. And I had nothing to do late at night. I was scrolling Instagram, and Cram Bradley, he was having his very first Instagram sale. He had a bunch of Batman books that were on there, and I jumped in. He had the New 52, number 1. And this was $14, and I got it. It had several issues on the spine, so ended up working on, it was mainly spine work. I think there was 1 finger bend just in the black right out here, but got it done. That turned out great. and it's been sitting in a cold press for over a year. I'll scroll through and see if I can find the text and the pictures that I put on Instagram and put a screenshot up here for you. But that would have been, let's see, about 14 months ago. And I got it in and had a window and started working on it and got it fixed. And by the end of April, it went in the cold press, but I didn't have any time to submit my own books anymore. I was doing submissions for everybody else. So that book and actually this next book ended up sitting in there for a pretty good while because I got this next book from him as well. So I told you that I don't always choose right on covers, and I had that cover A just sort of missed, and I went with the Jim Lee cover on Absolute Batman. Well, he had this on the Instagram sale and it was $8. Now back in April of 2025, this book wasn't, worth $1 million. But by then, I had already started having regrets that I didn't have cover A. I really wanted cover A because now I come to love what is cover A. And he had it for $8. I jumped on it. Thankfully, I got in there before a couple other people did. So I ended up getting this book and the New 52 #1 for $24 total, and then a couple of dollars to ship it out here. This one had a pesky little dent in the middle, 2 spine ticks, upper and lower, kind of close to where the staples are. This is not a cover pull. I verified that. That was when things were starting to happen. A lot of those Jim Lee foil covers and any of the other cardstock covers were getting ripped off and sending in just the cover A part of it. Looking great, but you could see a little bit of space from the staple to the spine. So this was not one of those books, thankfully. But that is that I'm very happy to have that. I've wanted that for some time. And like I say, it, along with the other book, has just been sitting in the cold press for months and months and months until I could finally have a couple of minutes to send in some stuff of my own. And had I not had the Invincible book that I needed to send in for a 9.8 pre-screen, I probably wouldn't have still sent this stuff in just yet. So really happy to have these 5. I've been waiting on this one forever. It's been sitting in the grading encapsulation status for about 3 weeks, but it finally came in today. Really happy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of thing, if you'll like and subscribe to the channel, this is what I hope to do a little bit more of. There's a few more submissions that are already at CGC now, and I'm hoping to get back sometime fairly soon, and we'll update those when they show up. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch up with you soon.